Hello, you lovely, lovely people. And again, thanks for dropping by, taking the time just to click on and have a listen and like a look at the content. And it's going to be about the pros, the cons of living in the city or living in a village where I live now, in a comparison to living in a bigger place, a bigger city. So it could be one person's paradise living here, or it could be one person's pitfall, regarding on which way you're looking at it. Because although I love it here, this particular place where I live, it has got a lot of cons and a lot of pitfalls. One of them being the amenities. So let's just say, you fancy something to eat and you can't be bothered to cook. Yeah, there is a few of these, the street food vendors up the top of here, but I think you're putting your stomach and the feeling of a bit of poisoning in your own hands, as I've experienced here. But there is no outlets like Burger King's or McDonald's, anything like that, KFC, Jollibee, here where I am. In the city, yes. So there is that to consider. Another thing to consider, which is a big thing for me at times, I know now I've got a generator so I can get round it, but being here out in the mountains, really, I mean, look, you can see what it's like this all over here. I love it. But of course, you get the brownouts, or the power cuts as we call them back in the UK, and it's regular here. Whereas in the cities, yes, they still get them, but it's nowhere near as regular as what you do get them here. And here it's normally, not because of the rain, but maybe a palm has fallen off a coconut tree and has hit the wires and has grounded the wires, and bang, there's no electric. Or it could be a coconut falling down or a tree falling on the wires, which happens quite regular, believe it or not. And the thing is here, they don't know. The Zanico, the electrical company for this province, they don't know it's off. So they rely on the people here to call them up and say, look, there's no electric, can you please come and sort it out? Well, the people here don't care, because many have got no electrical appliances, so it doesn't bother them. They're happy to sit by candlelight, or in the daytime, it doesn't bother them at all, where me, it does. So they rely on you to call them up, which is always me who calls them up, generally speaking, for here. Hello, is that yeah, it's Stephen, yeah. Brown out, yes, all right, we'll send somebody out. Well, that sending somebody out could be any time. It could be 1 hour's time, it could be 3 hours time, it could be 20 minutes. So that is a real inconvenience. And I know a lot of foreigners hate it. Maybe a lot of people hate it, but these people around here, the local people, just seem to get on with it. It doesn't faze them at all. So that's a big downside. Also, there's another downside is, when we first came here and we bought this land here, there was no running water from the barangay. So we had to dig a deep well. And I think ours was 24 meters. It was quite deep, over 60 feet, isn't it? And so that was quite expensive to do that, and to get the deep well pump. Now, fortunately, over the last, I think 4 or 5 months ago, now we have barangay water, because they were doing drilling at the bottom of the mountain and they hit water, and now we've got barangay water. And I think that works out at about, I think we pay about 175 pesos a month, very cheap. Cheaper than the electric pump, when it was pumping the water out the well for us. For I think that's 10 cubic meters. Well, we only use 1 cube a month. Sometimes not even that. So that's good, but I mean, if you're thinking about going into these far off places, you're either going to have to share someone's deep well with a bumba, the bumba thing, the pump, or you'll have to install your own if they haven't got water, which often they don't in these particular places. So yeah, that's an expense. And another thing, which I still find it quite hard now, to be honest with you. At 8 o'clock in these places, 8 p.m, it's dead. Literally dead. Everyone goes to bed very early, so there's nothing happening. Nothing at all happening. You know, you might find the odd people out there having a couple of drinks outside, a little sari that, you know, that is open, which is okay. I sometimes join them. Uh, and like I said, there is no restaurants here as well, like I said. So yeah, there is a couple of the street food vendors up the top here, but at your own peril, guys, at your own peril. Through my own experience twice, you'd think once bitten, twice shy. No, I did it again and got poisoned again. So I never go there. I don't buy anything from them because they don't get like a lot of customers. So, you know, Filipinos, they're not going to chuck the food away. So they keep it for the next day, and so on until they get rid of it. So yeah, it's not a place where there's a lot of customers. So it's not a big food turnover. So what they don't sell, you're going to get it tomorrow. What they don't sell tomorrow, from what they get today, you will probably cop it on the second or third day. So you can imagine, can't you? So I don't eat that no more. Now, that's the bad things, I suppose. The good things, why I come here and why I stay here, is land is very cheap. I paid 500 per square meter, 500 pesos a square meter. Like I said, when we come, there was no water, and you know, there's electric. You know, you've just got to get it on. You know, you've got to build your house and take your building permit to the municipal and blah blah blah. Then you know, you get like a certificate so they can come and connect you up. No problem at all. Land very cheap, but like I said, people, nothing much happens here. Really, nothing much happens in these places. Sometimes they have these little discos that happen, and all the people from around go to them. They're brilliant, great, good entertainment. But that's about it. Building materials are slightly more expensive out here because these little outlets, they are like, what do they call them? They are like outlets for the bigger companies who are in the city. So they put on their little cut, which they have to. They all in it to make a pound or to make a peso. So building materials is slightly more expensive here. What else is the good thing about here? About it? The peace and the quiet. I like this. I mean, I was born and bred in a little village in outside of Durham, you know, in the northeast of England, a place called Crook in County Durham, on Wearside, not far from Newcastle and Sunderland, Middlesbrough. So I was born and bred in a little village, and it was in a valley. So I think that's why I like being here. Because I did, you know, my parents moved when I was 11 years old, and they went down to London. So I was brought up in London, but I was born and bred in a village. Now I love this out here because I do like nature. And I like walking around, and it's just free. Now, city, right, about the cities. The advantages of the cities. All the amenities are there. You know, you've got your restaurants. There's always something happening. You can go and see your live bands. There is BRB restaurants open 24 hours virtually. So, you know, you can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and think, oh, I'm a bit bored. I'll go and have a bit of company. I'll go and have a few beers. You can find places. But land is expensive. Very expensive. When we was looking to buy in the city before we came here, and it wasn't even in a nice area, and it was like 10,000 per square meter, 10,000 a square meter, because it was on the highway. Further back from that, there was a little place, and I think that was, I think it was about half the price, 5,000 a square meter. But it's all built up, you know, you've got houses next door, which is a house. Many neighbours, many dogs as well. Where we was looking at, there was no chickens because it was in the city. So people had chickens, but they were like in the cages, I suppose. They were not walking around like free range like they do here. And also, it's very congested. You know, you've got to be prepared if you're going anywhere in the city. You're better off walking. You're better off walking because it's going to take you a long time to get wherever you want to go. and you're sat in that heat, walk it, guys. It's much better. Also, pollution. Now, when I stayed in the city, and me and my wife, we lived in the city for a while. I think I was there for a couple of years. My wife was just outside the city. I think I was there for 2 years. I think could have been 3 years. I can't remember. Uh, when you walk around and you can taste your lips, you can taste the pollution on your lips. Nighttime, when I used to be driving around or when I'd be walking around, you can see the haze of the exhaust fumes. It's just where it's here. You can see it. And of course, you're breathing that in. You're breathing all that horrible toxic stuff in. So I didn't like that. What I did like about the city was, and again, I'm just thinking of myself, was the city where I'm talking about, Dipolog City. It's coastal. It's not a landlocked. It's a coastal place. And I used to go fishing very regular there. I got a lot of friends. I'm a member of the angling club, and I used to do a lot of their competition fishing. So I loved that. It used to take me literally from my house to get to where they fish 10 minutes on my motorcycle. I was there. So within 30 minutes of leaving my house, my line was in the water. That I loved. I really miss that. I do miss that. But it's not enough for me to want to go back and live in the city. So you've got to take these things into consideration. Amenities, much better in the city. There's no comparison. There is no amenities here. Life, it's in the city. Hustle and bustle of things. And also, the supermarkets, the places where you can get maybe your foreign food is in the city. You'll not get nothing foreign here. You'll not get nothing what you can relate to, really. Eggs is about the only thing you can relate to. You can't even get bacon here. I have to go to the city and I have to buy the bacon there. I can buy sausages here, but it's that sausages that I think is made of cream liquid meat. I don't like. The best sausages that you can get here is a sausage called Virginia, and I've tried them all. That's about the best, and it's still not all that good. So yes, you can't get them. But I mean, if you want to go into the city once a week and do your shopping, no problem at all. You can go there and come back to these villages. No problem at all. A lot of people think here, because you're out in the sticks, vegetables would be cheaper and fresher. It's not the case. Vegetables here are more expensive and not as fresh because I think they come from other places. Now, luckily for us, one of my good friends, who's the barangay captain here, he's got a farm. And they always harvest. In fact, just now they've been harvesting eggplant, which I don't like, but my wife likes. Pumpkin, bananas. What else did they harvest? Chilies. What else? Beans, which I love the beans, the string beans. Cucumbers, very cheap from my friend, from the farm here. Very, very cheap and very, very fresh. Fruit here is very cheap because, I've got fruit trees in my garden, but everyone grows fruit here, everyone. So it's virtually free because the people, yeah, Stephen, there's some bananas there, because they know when my few banana trees are done, I will give them as well. So fruit is virtually free. The only thing we pay for in fruit sometimes is mango, because here they have the Visaya mango. I don't like it. And the mani, is it called mani mango or something like that? Indian mango, they call it Indian mango, and it's got a bit of a smell. Tastes good, but it's got a bit of a smell that I'm not keen on. So that is, your fruit in these places is virtually free, seriously. And it's fresh, it's straight off the tree. Coconuts here, everywhere. They don't cost a penny. The people are cutting coconut all the time. They always say, Steve, do you want a couple of coconuts? Yes, please, my friend. Yeah, so we're always drinking the bucko juice, and I love that. It's very healthy, actually. It's good for you. It's got the electrolytes in it, things like that. So yes, you got to think your budget as well. If you've got a big budget, city life might be for you. Even if you have got a big budget, you might not want to live in the city. You might want to live in somewhere like this. What would be a good idea? And we've often thought about it. Is we actually live here, but to rent a little tiny place in the city. And my friend, again, many friends, Filipino, he's got some places, and it's only like it's 1 bedroom places, and they're like 2,500 pesos a month. So we were thinking about just renting a place there. So we can stop in the city sometimes if you want to go up the city for a weekend. I want to do a bit of fishing again. If you want to do that, we can do that. We don't have to keep driving backwards and forwards. We can actually go and stay there. So that's a consideration, guys. You know, you can live in the country. It's the opposite of England. Many people live in the city and they have a, you know, like a holiday house in the country. Well, it would be the opposite, wouldn't it? Or it could be the same for you if you want to live in the city and have a little holiday place out here. Because, like I said, the land is next to nothing. But yeah, you've got your pitfalls. You know, you got your. But to me, this is paradise. I love it here, regardless of all the things that people say sometimes. You know about the Philippines. It's got its good points and it's got its bad points, just like anywhere in the world. But I wouldn't change my life. I'm happy. I love it here. Very little drama. Very simple. And also, when you're out in these places, in these little villages, the community is very close. It's a very close-knit community because everyone's generally related. So maybe a lot of interbreeding going on or gone on in the past because everyone's related somewhere. But that's neither here nor there. Nothing to do with me. So it's just my take on it, people. You know, if you think about moving out here, you've got to think of the cons. You know, brownouts. The place dies at 8 o'clock. There's no amenities like places where you can go and eat, restaurants and stuff. Got to take that into consideration. But look, it's beautiful out here. Look, beautiful. People have the pigs. I'll show you. Look, everyone's got pigs. I haven't got pigs. But look, there's a little one here. I don't know who he belongs to, but there's a little one there. He's obviously going to be someone's dinner at some point. You know, my wife said to me before about, why don't we get a couple of pigs? I said, Mira, you know me. I said, if I got a couple of pigs, I said, I couldn't kill them, and I wouldn't let anybody kill them. I can't do that. You know, I know here they food and it's income, but I would become too attached. I couldn't kill them. So I would end up having these pigs that would be about this bloody big, and they're no use, but I wouldn't be able to kill them. So no, it's not for me. Same as chickens. She said, I'd get some chickens. I couldn't kill them and I couldn't give them to anybody else to kill because I'd become too attached. As strange as that seems. I would become, you know, too attached to them. But yes, guys, that's it. I love it here. Really, I do. But this is not for everybody. But this is my paradise, could be our pitfall. That's all I'm saying. Thanks, guys. I hope it's been of some use to some of you anyway who are thinking about it. Take good care, people. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.